Going back, even though Javier was a Grand Master, the power of the Winter Heart was still too much for him to handle. The other mages were helping Javier to calm down the power that has gone rampant, but even them, including Miss Siluria, was slowly freezing from the power of the Winter Heart. To lessen the coldness of the area, Miss Siluria released a spell called Ignite. A tornado of fire was created because of it. Miss Siluria was doing her best to stop the Winter Heart. In Javier's mind, thanks to Siluria, I can hang in there a little. But what is the point of being on defense? Kim Suho, that guy, what about his safety? On the other hand, while the poison curse that Worthrod put and stabbed at Lloyd was taking effect, it slowly controls the body of Lloyd. Worthrod was laughing seeing Lloyd in agony. He said, "This is an ancient black magic, a curse known as darkness encroachment." As the curse continues to affect Lloyd, his body was shaking and he was shouting in pain. On the other hand, Worthrod was so happy about it. He said, if there is a single bit of darkness within the person's heart, it amplifies infinitely until the darkness dominates the person. Someone like you is respected by others? Don't be ridiculous. Fall into depravity and go berserk. Destroy everything. Reveal your true colors. Be cursed by the whole world. On the other hand, Kim Suho was fighting a bigger battle, not physically but mentally. The evil Lloyd said, "How much time did you waste in the Merman Kingdom? What was the reason for creating the bathhouse and taking your time to win their favor? There was a faster way, wasn't there?" Then on the water where Kim Suho was standing, an image can be seen. It shows the Merman Kingdom together with the large octopus holding the kingdom. The evil Lloyd said, if you brought Yang Yang along, it would have taken less than a day to get everything resolved. There wouldn't have been a need to get the permission from the Merman Queen, since you could have just used the fabulous method known as fear. Would the Merman Queen have been a match for Javier? How long do you think it would have taken for you to subdue the merman? 1 hour, 2 hours at most. The Tauranga, wouldn't you have gotten it if you would just destroyed the whole castle? If only you didn't try to act like a fool. You might have already completed the Aotearoa and used the Jewel of Truth. Kim Suho with a scared face said, "What nonsense are you talking about? How could I do that? So many people would get hurt and be saddened." The evil Lloyd said, "Who gives a shit about them? It is not like they are my family members." The evil Lloyd starts crying and said, "They are complete strangers compared to the people that are important to me. That is the large difference, and are you going to lose everything again?" Kim Suho looks at the image below him. It was the faces of his parents. He looks sad looking at the parents who love him the most, but he wasn't able to give them a better life in the end before he lost them. The place starts shaking, and the cracks were spreading as Kim Suho was about to consume by the complete darkness. He just stands looking down where he can saw the image of his parents. Kim Suho looks at the evil Lloyd. The evil Lloyd offer his hand at Kim Suho. He said, "Let's go save those we love." Kim Suho walks toward the evil Lloyd, and he was about to reach the hand of the evil Lloyd. But instead of reaching the hand of his evil self, Kim Suho hugs the evil Lloyd, which makes the evil Lloyd shock. He said, "It is scary, isn't it? It is all right, man." He holds the evil Lloyd and looks at him with a positive face. Kim Suho said, "We can resolve everything even if we don't do something like that. We are freaking competent, aren't we?" Then the evil Lloyd was left as Kim Suho goes back to the original world. That evil conscience turns into something good and smiled, saying that Kim Suho was right. With this, we know that Kim Suho, or the present Lloyd, is not truly evil, but only do evil means and evil negotiations for the sake of the people and his lazy life. Going back, the cold magic that the Winter Heart is emitting continues to grow stronger, and Lloyd was standing in the middle with Worthrod on the floor behind him. Lloyd looks back at Worthrod, and there is no ounce of hatred was shown in the face, which means he completely overcome the evil side of his self. Worthrod was shocked to see that Lloyd was okay. This guy tries to make Lloyd evil when Lloyd was the role model of demons. With his ugly, smug face, Lloyd looks at Worthrod and grabs him in the collar. He said, "Go to hell with your true colors nonsense." Lloyd shows him the face that scares the demon knight and punches Worthrod in the face. He said, "The way I feel on the inside and the feelings I show on the outside, they are all the same." A perfect hit from the MC, who became the boxing world champion, punching Worthrod. Queen Alicia together with her knights run towards where the incident happened. She asks the guard how much time had passed. The knight told him that it was about 5 minutes. Although the soldiers try to stop the queen from entering for her safety, but the queen already jump inside the area. For Queen Alicia, Lloyd is a precious and a competent citizen, so she refuses to lose him no matter what. Queen Alicia called Javier, but Javier's hand is full from just controlling the Winter Heart. Javier said, "Your Highness, please help Lloyd. He is further inside." While Queen Alicia was forcing herself to go in, she saw a man who was already completely frozen. She looks at it, in her mind. This person, he is the son of former Duke Thanas, so he is the one behind all this. But Queen Alicia's attention was caught when he saw a shadow of a human carrying a man. When she looks at it deeper, the guy carrying an injured man was actually her beloved Lloyd Frontera. By the looks of it, he was almost completely frozen. Only his will is fighting the extreme coldness. Going back when Kim Suho was working in a construction site, there was this jolly bald guy. The bald guy called Suho and said, "You didn't quit and turned for work, huh?" Kim Suho replied, "Pardon? But isn't it normal for me to turn up for work?" The bald guy laughs and said, "Looks like you are not the kind that would run away just because the work is tough, huh?" Kim Suho replied, I am not in a situation where I can just quit." The bald guy pats Suho and he said, "Everyone has their own situations, but not everyone stays. You are really incredible." Kim Suho thanks him for his compliment. For Kim Suho, everyone in the construction liked that man. He was always smiling and cheering others up even though he was also having a hard time himself. But an accident happened. The bald guy fell down and became crippled. The reason was obvious, because this was a place where all the safety equipment was old and worn. However, no one stood up to take responsibility for it. The construction company and project management company both shifted the blame. Looking at this tragic situation made Kim Suho think, just why? No one stand up to take responsibility? When there was a profit for them, they would always claim their rights. But when it comes to taking responsibility, all of them looked away. But what about me? If something similar happens on site and I am there, I might be someone who would run away as well. But the Kim Suho who is in the name of Lloyd right now is taking responsibility, carrying the two guys who give him 1,000 gold a while ago. Queen Alicia, who is worried, runs so fast calling Lloyd. She hurriedly hugs Lloyd and put her cape on him. Queen Alicia tries to feel the body of Lloyd, which makes her shock. In her mind, the mana in his body is almost depleted. Did he give all of his mana to the workers? He has been enduring this coldness with just his body? Lloyd, who was shaking from coldness, starts mumbling and he said, "There are 8 more people inside. Javier is also in danger." Queen Alicia whispers at Lloyd and told him that she will help him first, and then carries Lloyd in her back to run outside the area. Lloyd told Alicia that he doesn't need help and she needs to help the workers first, but Queen Alicia insists and told Lloyd to trust in her. Because of the speed of the queen, they were almost at the exit. Queen Alicia leaps side by side and then jumps to fully exit from the area. The soldier shouted that their queen is already outside now. But Queen Alicia looks back at that place again. The soldier asks, "Your Highness, where are you going?" But Queen Alicia didn't mind them and just jumps inside. The knight told the soldiers to help Sir Lloyd first and give him some more blankets. Lloyd was almost completely frozen. Looking at Lloyd, the soldiers started to question, how did Lloyd lasted in that area? Lloyd was shaking at this time. In his mind, damn it, I relied on my tidal effect. It is just immune to hypothermia. It is useless if my body gets frozen. But right now, Lloyd felt the warm outside and he was thinking that he can rest right now. While Queen Alicia goes further in, she saw Podong inside, who was shaking because of the intense coldness. Podong was actually holding the other workers with him. Salute to Podong, the Pokemon hero. One worker shouted that 2 more people come out. They were shouting to stop the queen going inside because it was dangerous. But on the other hand, Lloyd was lost in his thoughts. In his mind, the queen is so awesome, as expected of a swordmaster. Javier is also stopping the cold energy. I think this will work out somehow. The queen came out once again and she carried 2 more persons with her. One soldier said, "Your Highness, you cannot go back in anymore. How could you risk your life for people like them?" Hearing that made Queen Alicia angry. She said, "Shut up. If you were the ones inside, would you be able to say things like that?" On the other hand, Lloyd was daydreaming. In his mind, I will rest a little now, while dreaming of enjoying my life in the county. just taking it easy while managing the county, joking around Javier and teasing him. But suddenly Lloyd goes back to his senses because of a sudden explosion. On the other hand, the power of the Winter Heart grows stronger and more rampant, and Javier wasn't able to control it. As it goes rampant, Javier could only hugs to protect Siluria. Queen Alicia was successful in saving Podong and the workers with him. The workers said that the last person is out. Queen Alicia said, "No, there are a few more people in the refrigerant chamber." The queen, who also suffers from frostbite, was shocked together with other people when the whole chamber beneath exploded. It created a cold tornado that affects the whole Magentano Kingdom. All the citizens in the kingdom saw the tornado, and even they felt the intense cold that the Winter Heart is releasing. In order to lessen the tornado of ice, Yang releases a laser breath to attack the tornado ice. Seeing that attack, Queen Alicia runs together with other workers as it explodes. Queen Alicia told the workers, "Evacuate all the citizens, anyone who is intermediate, expert, and above. Move the injured." But Alicia was quite alarmed when she saw Lloyd standing and not even moving an inch. Even the people was in chaos. Queen Alicia, who looks worried, shouted at Lloyd, "Don't come over here, run away." Lloyd raised his hand to use his skill. He said, "No, I refuse to lose anything that belongs to me." Lloyd activated the supercharge as the notification pops up, and the coldness in the place was slowly absorbed by Lloyd. Queen Alicia runs at Lloyd to stop him. She shouted, "Stop it, Lloyd! That amount of energy is not something any human can absorb." But it was already too late as the tornado was swirling towards Lloyd. The tornado that created from Winter Heart starts to go on one area and it slowly fades away. The whole power of the Winter Heart was going to the place where Lloyd was standing. It was getting sucked by his skill. In the end, the whole Winter Heart was absorbed by Lloyd's body, but he suffered a great consequences, and that is his body turned into ice as he was completely frozen. The whole tornado was gone and the weather went back to the original with only some snowflakes can be seen. Queen Alicia looks devastated to see that the most competent person in her kingdom, Lloyd Frontera, now turns completely into ice. The two workers who were once give Lloyd the 1,000 gold is okay and was getting heat with blanket. Worthrod, who was once lost his hope in life and was blinded by revenge, is now also completely frozen like Lloyd. Javier and Siluria seems to be okay, but Siluria noticed that the whole Winter Heart disappeared without even a hint where it goes. In the end, Lloyd was a true hero with his body fully frozen, saving all the citizens of Magentano Kingdom. I don't know if he will survive this, but he still has a second life that was given by the Dragon King.